19-year-old Jaxon was just an ordinary college student until one night he accepted a part-time job at a place called Neon Arcade and Pizza. His father worked as a security guard at a large shopping mall. Even though he worked long hours, his salary was just enough to keep the family afloat. Then one day, everything changed. Jaxon's mother suddenly became seriously ill. While his father was at work, Jaxon rushed her to the hospital. After several tests, the doctor delivered devastating news. Your mother's left kidney has completely failed, and the second one is barely functioning. She'll need dialysis every single week if she wants to survive. For a while, Jaxon's father managed to handle the medical bills. But as the weeks passed, the family's savings disappeared. Between the expensive treatments and Jaxon's college tuition, they were drowning in debt. Watching his father struggle day and night, Jaxon made a decision. He would find a part-time job, no matter what it took. Every morning he attended college. Every evening he searched for work. After days of rejection, he finally got lucky. A place called Neon Arcade and Pizza, located nearly 4 kilometers outside the city limits, offered him a night shift as both a security guard and janitor. The pay was surprisingly good. Without thinking twice, Jaxon accepted the offer. The very next evening after finishing college, he arrived for his first shift. Since he got there early, he decided to explore the building. Just before leaving, the night manager gave him a few simple instructions before rushing out for an emergency. Jaxon had always loved video games. So, with a little free time on his hands, he couldn't resist checking out the arcade machines. He tried turning on the power. Nothing happened. Thinking the main breaker was switched off, he headed down into the basement. The basement was filled with dozens of strange animatronic figures. They looked like giant, colorful cartoon mascots, almost like oversized toys. As Jaxon searched for the main power switch, one of the animatronics behind him slowly turned its head. He froze. For a second, it looked like the creature was staring directly at him. Jaxon shook it off. I'm just imagining things. He continued searching, but moments later, it felt like every single animatronic had moved a little closer. Then, a loud burst of horrifying laughter echoed through the basement. Jaxon spun around. Nothing. Everything looked perfectly normal. Finally, he found the master switch. The moment he flipped it, every light inside the arcade suddenly came to life. Relieved, Jaxon went back upstairs and tried playing a few games. Oddly enough, not a single machine worked. Then one cabinet suddenly exploded with a loud alarm. Jaxon walked over and shut it off. The screen lit up. Play now. He smiled. Finally, one game actually worked. As soon as the game started, a warning appeared on the screen. Complete the game within 5 nights, or become one of us. Jaxon laughed. He thought it was just part of the game, so he ignored the warning completely. Hours passed. Suddenly he realized his shift was almost over, and he hadn't finished any of the cleaning. He quickly shut the game off, finished all of his work before the manager returned, and headed home. The same routine continued for 4 straight nights. Every shift, Jaxon secretly played the mysterious game before finishing his work. On the 5th day, everything changed. The manager reviewed the security cameras and discovered Jaxon had been wasting hours playing games instead of working. After getting yelled at, Jaxon promised himself, no more games. The following night, the manager once again left him alone inside the arcade. While cleaning, Jaxon noticed something strange. The basement door slowly opened by itself. His heartbeat quickened. He carefully walked downstairs. That's when he noticed something he had never seen before. Dark stains covered the basement floor. Blood before he could react. The same arcade machine suddenly powered on by itself. The alarm screamed through the basement. Jaxon rushed over and switched it off. Then, he felt someone standing behind him. He slowly turned around. Every animatronic was lined up against the wall, except one. One of them was missing. Panic rushed through his body. He searched every corner of the basement, terrified the manager would blame him for damaging the display. But the missing animatronic was nowhere to be found. Then, the lights began flickering. That same horrifying laughter echoed once again. This time, it sounded much closer. Then he saw them, two glowing red eyes, watching him from the darkness beneath the staircase. Jaxon couldn't breathe. He slowly backed toward the exit. Then his blood ran cold. Every animatronic in the basement started walking toward him. Step by step by step. The glowing red eyes moved behind him. The creatures surrounded him from every direction. Jaxon tried to run, but his body suddenly locked up. He collapsed to the floor, gasping for air. The animatronics closed in. Their mouths slowly opened, revealing rows of razor-sharp teeth. Then they attacked. All night long, Jaxon's screams echoed through Neon Arcade, but no one ever came to help him. The next morning, Jaxon had disappeared. Police searched the entire building. They reviewed every security recording. There was nothing. No evidence. No sign of Jaxon. His parents searched for months, but he was never found. No one ever paid attention to the silent animatronics standing in the basement. They looked exactly the same as before, almost, because there was now one new animatronic standing among them, and no one would ever discover who it used to be. If you enjoyed this terrifying story, don't forget to subscribe to Horror Night, because every week a new nightmare is waiting for you.